Need something too.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Wish my hair would come out of my face, but okay.
Looks good. Yeah, there's a little, it's like a, no, just hold still. It's just a little, I don't even know if you could notice it, to be honest with you. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna get a little closer. All right, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Ready?
Hey guys, Brian Hilliard here, author of the best-selling book Networking Like a Pro, and I am here with Deb Doughty, and we are fired up because you're going to be fired up about this tip. We are going to talk about the one thing that you need to avoid to put some more time back in your day, okay? But you're not going to want to hear it, so we're just going to jump. I'll be the bad cop in this. Yeah, I'll break the news. All right, so. People talk about how they can be more successful, right? And they talk about productivity, and we do a lot of stuff, how to overachieve, overcommitting, all that, whatever. And one of the things that I talk about, and I know you do too with your clients, is email. And listen, guys, there's a right and a wrong way to do this. And right off the bat, and maybe this gets the off switch right off, like the Gong Show. Remember that? Yeah, the guy had like the shepherd, the little, remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Funny.
there's nobody who could do that. But email cannot be the first thing that you check first thing in the morning. And I'll tell you why. And you know this, Deb.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you reactive.
Very much.
It makes you focus on other people's issues.
Right.
And it gets you off of what you need to.
Yeah.
So think of your day as something where you you get up, it's do, and the first thing you did was, if you were driving a car, the first thing you did was go the other way. So you're going to California or New York City, and the first thing you did was to go the other way, or to sidetrack, or go down a road, or, oh, there's a squirrel. And that's the business equivalent to what a lot of people do.
With checking their emails.
That's
first
exactly right. That's exactly right. So I know you've had some thoughts on this. What kind of give us some idea on what you think people should be doing, shouldn't be doing? You know, so what should they do? That's what people ask me, right?
What should they do?
First thing.
First thing is you should have, a list of priorities of what you have to get done that day in your business.
Right.
And in my opinion, if you are a morning person and you function better in the morning and you're upbeat and you're, ready to go, then the things that, you're better to call people, prospects, things like that, follow up with clients and so on, when you're upbeat and being able to, keep your smile about you and you're enthusiastic and, and maybe schedule meetings during that time frame, right? You already have a list of what you've got to get done. And then with the emails, I find that I check my emails usually twice a day.
Okay.
But it's
Which is
usually
blasphemous for some of these folks.
Right. But twice a day. And you
Right.
schedule it in when you're going to do that. Because like Brian said, sometimes things will you'll start to put out fires that are other people's emergencies.
That's exactly right.
Right? So their emergencies shouldn't necessarily become yours.
Not at that time.
No, and you get off track.
Right.
So you could be doing things like doing the outgoing calls. You can be having meetings. You could actually, do some work for your customer management system. Data entry type things. It just depends on what your business is.
I'll tell you, I'm a morning person, and one of the things that I do, so I usually have about 4 or 5 things on my to-do list, prioritize 1 through 5.
Right.
And what I'll usually do is, the first thing I'll do is, I'll usually do like a project. So like a marketing project in most cases, data entry for a custom contact management system, updating our website, maybe writing a blog, strategizing for what I'm going to do. The other thing I do is
Writing content.
The other thing I do is, that's a good one. The other thing I do is I plan the distribution of when that content's going out. So I'll do my marketing calendar during that point. I think the reason why email has such an allure to people is it feels good. It's easy, right? I don't have to think. I don't have to really plan. I know that I just hit this shiny little button up in the upper left-hand corner, and immediately I will just be like propelled into this world of activity, and man, it's like a drug. It's an addiction almost. You know what I mean? So yeah, those are the things that I try to do to be able to be successful. And then I go back and do email, and then I go back and handle other people's issues, and then I go back and do some of these other stuff, so that at the end of the day, here's the thing: we talk about putting more time back in your day, and at the end of the day, we had this discussion about something else this morning. We were talking about it, where in the stock market, it's not where you sell the stock where you make the money. It's actually where you buy it. Okay, so people think, oh, well, I bought this at 50, I need to wait till 60 to get my 10 points. Actually, the better conversation is, let me see how I can get in at 48.
Right.
So I can figure out how to get out a little bit earlier than everybody else. And I think the same thing is true when you're talking about your day and you're talking about time, because a lot of times people think, oh, well, let me see how I can wring more out of the day. Let me run down, let me play catch up at 3:30 in the afternoon. Let me stay up until 10 o'clock at night to catch up on all the stuff that I didn't do, as opposed to maybe the business equivalent to buying lower is starting not sooner, not harder, but more in line with what it is that you're trying to do. Okay?
And the whole thing is you're supposed to be running your business versus working in your business and the business running you.
That's exactly right. So I think at the end of the day, it's not a popular thing. I've personally been talking about this email thing
a long time.
At least 10 years. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I don't even mention it in the presentations anymore because people get like ornery. Yeah. I had one lady said, she's like, oh, I can't do that. And she snapped. I'm like, okay, and that was like the last time. That was like 5 years ago. That's the last time it was in Atlanta. That's the last time I said anything about that. But yeah, if you're able to do that, you get your trajectory, do a project, then check email if you want. We didn't say don't check email. We said don't do it first thing. Okay? And I think if you do that, you will find yourself to be a lot more successful, a lot more productive, a lot less overwhelmed, and at the end of the day, have a lot more time back in your day to be successful and do the things that you want to do.
Absolutely.
Okay? So she's Deb Doughty. My name is Brian Hilliard. We're saying so long, take care, and thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was fun too.
Okay.
All right, we're all set.
Okay, cool. We're done.
We are.
Okay.
See that?
Ooh, okay, yeah. I think